Okay, squabble up, digital faceless marketing moms. Let me go ahead and spill some tea, how you could actually create your second brain. So this is how it works. Effectively, as you guys know, what I do is I specialize specifically on digital faceless marketing moms, helping them discover freedom faster. So of course, the way I do this by creating what's so-called efficiencies and maximizing marketing effectiveness using different types of um, Freedom Fusion systems and feudal incubators. So before I kind of show you this presentation, I quickly wanted to show you the quick RAG system that could be used effectively, and this is how it works. So effectively, this is the thread that I was talking about. Bougie moms. So if you're a bougie mom who wants to have their own second brain, if that's you, I got you. So this is how it works. You add your knowledge base into what's so-called RAG, threads, bots, RAG, retrieval augmentation generation. And what this does, it populates your knowledge base with content for any URL you add. And it will remember what you added and keep something in mind. No, it's not ChatGPT, it's RAG. You can add URLs into it and simply it just goes ahead and remembers them. This is not like uh, ChatGPT or like any other LLMs. This is not an LLM. This is a scraper that grabs data and remembers the context. So what that means is it just makes it super easy for you um, to create that second brain and interface with it. So it has higher accuracy. For example, ChatGPT can crawl sites at super deep level, but the ThreadsBots RAG can do it for you, and it can scrape sites. It can't scrape threads yet due to dynamic nature of threads, but don't worry, I have another robotic automation that can scrape threads and interface with leads as well. And of course, for that, I already showed you an example of that in my community. If you go into YouTube channel, you'll quickly see that example of that. If you go to my bio.link, uh, perhaps I should just show you. So on threads, what you see is my bio.link. Go to my bio.link / Freedom Fusion system, and then you'll quickly see um, all sorts of things. Specifically over here, you click on a YouTube, and then on YouTube, once you get there, you'll see a bunch of videos that I have created, including the videos about the actual how to do this on threads. There's entire workshop for how to do this on threads. Um, and of course, I show you other things like using DeepSeek and other tools to quickly gain speed. So this way you can outgun your competitors. All you got to do is just watch those videos I literally showed you, as well as this browser use extension where you could start automating things and agent will start kind of scraping threads automatically. Here's an example of me running this agent where it just takes a look at information on threads and literally grabs content, figures out who to contact, and contacts those people. You could have human in loop. You could have other like a virtual assistant that can do this for you and who can get assigned work from the agent, from the AI agent, and do certain tasks for you. So this browser use extension is sort of like Manus. I don't know if you guys heard of Manus. Manus is but was made by Chinese people, and it's a very good library that simulates your kind of browser use activity, which is amazing because it can log in and it can interface and it can find people. And you'll see how I'm doing this, how I'm finding leads, figuring out all of those leads, how they're coming in. It finds the types of moms who it's worth it to communicate with and engage with. It provides all that information and provides recommendations, and it starts reaching out to them as well. In this video, I'm showing you how it identifies it, but you could easily include it in a way where it starts reaching out to people. Now, with Threads Samurai skill sets, you get to learn how to utilize different types of SaaS tools. So this way you don't have to spend colossal amount of money on any of those tools. Instead, you just learn a couple of skills here and there, how to interface with several tools, and you will accelerate your workflow exponentially. So now what before I talk, so the next thing I wanted to do, and of course, in this particular workshop, I talked about DeepSeek and other tools for how to quickly gain speed. Those are really like, I show you a couple of extensions. I show you some of the ChatGPT kind of uh, like literally I show you a way for how to train any kind of page. So let's say the robot can't get through a particular kind of a content. You could literally train the robot and it will go ahead and get that content, get specific element. So this way you could easily interface across any other page. It doesn't necessarily have to be threads. It could be any other ones as well. But I show over here in DeepSeek how you could download this extension, start using DeepSeek right away, and get transcripts right away from YouTube video. Uh, I'm showing you multiple extensions for how you could easily do that. And then after you learn how to do this manually, you could start using this together in combination with other model. Like this is Mistral. Over here, you could literally, hi, this is a super fast model. Hi, like, how are you? Look how fast this is. Here, can you tell me how to build an app? And look how quickly it comes back. This is not like a ChatGPT where it's a lot slower. And it just million gazillion times faster. So it's called this model is literally very good. It's Mistral. You want to start using it. And of course, the next thing if you really want to see get access to multiple models, you want to use Open Router. So Open Router is it's a pretty cool place where you could test out all of the models and literally just use them and see how they behave without you actually spending money. There's some tokens that you would pay for, but idea here is many of them are free. You could literally um, kind of try them out real quick. You could try this Google Gamma 3.1 billion model. You could try GPT-4 search, whatever, like all those different models you could try and see how quickly they behave. Now, keep something in mind, Claude just came out with a capability to search inside of the to literally search the internet. And perhaps you will say, well, why do I need this threads rag then if this thing can search? Well, you see, it literally just came out like today or yesterday. Let's see. Today is what? Today is no, it came out like a few days ago. So what it can do, Claude can now actually search the internet. I have to see where that even feature is available. I have a free plan, uh, and I don't know if there should be a setting somewhere. I seen a YouTube video where it literally shows you that um, you could search for the internet kind of information, and it just literally came out. This is huge, guys, because now it has context about doing any kind of things. I could say, can you browse? Can you browse the web? It probably don't know yet. I can browse. You see, it doesn't even have the knowledge yet because it's a brand new feature that literally just came out. And you could start using it. Definitely jump into Claude, see where it's at, enable it. But for now, I'm not going to get into it. I'm just going to quickly show you the um, and why do you want to use? I'm quickly going to show you some of the libraries, and I'm quickly going to show you how you could get that threads bots rag up and running. So this way you have your second brain. So effectively, what you do, you want to use this tool called Coder. It's basically VS Coder. It's sort of like Cursor AI, but you just download it for free and then you upload those files over here. And of course, I could give you the pill of freedom that literally shows you how to do this. Don't worry too much about it, other than just see kind of if this is something that you're even looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and run the command. I'm just going to hit enter. And of course, what's going to happen is it's going to start doing certain things. It's going to load up an interface. Keep something in mind. This is happening on computer, my computer. I'm not paying for any SaaS tools. This is just something that I built. This is something that you could use to create your own brain. It uses vector-based database to take your content and use those really cheap models. You could use different models over here to pretty much just save your information into this brain so this way you could reference it quite easily. Right now, it's in the process of running. It's initially loaded up. So boom, it just loaded up over here. Let's see. So if I wanted to go ahead and kind of include some API keys, let's say if I wanted to include a buy me a coffee, or let's try this one article over here. Let's see if we could include that in here, and right away add URL. So scrape and embed. So right now it's saying it's running. Let's take a look at what's happening behind the scenes while it's running. It says GPT Mini, but let's take a look. Well, it says scraping and uh, doing all this thing. Chat with your website data. So now notice how the chat box popped up, and you could say, "What do you see in my bio link?" So let's see if it can scrape, if it actually scraped it or not. I haven't tested it yet, the GPT Mini, but look, it actually, that's pretty crazy, right? Look, it scraped my content. Keep something in mind, ChatGPT can't do that. Look, if you go to ChatGPT, right, and you ask, hey, can you scrape this content, scrape this URL, and tell me what's in it. Uh, Claude recently introduced web search, but it doesn't do it in a way where it actually like can crawl like into the entire page. It doesn't do it. So when you need all the deep level information about your brand, obviously it's going to be a problem if you don't do it. So I'm going to go ahead and search it as if it doesn't crawl through it. So I'm going to say, can you scrape this URL and tell me what it is? So uh, it says profile, co-founder, buy a link, launch your site in seconds, offers various workshops, including free automations. Buy a link, launch your community engagement, provides access to multiple communities. So it has this automations. It kind of have a little bit of context. It doesn't have the full context as much as what you've seen in the scrape version of it over there. But look over here, you see buy a link, launch your site in seconds, launch your site in seconds. It's kind of just, it just talks about the buy that link company as a whole. It doesn't really have the context that you're getting over here. Notice how over here it literally got this context. And keep some in mind, look, what this thing does, you could quickly tell right away what this brand is about. Now you could say, like, what there's other articles that I posted over here for Threads Booster, and I could say, can you tell me what is Threads Booster, right? So keep some in mind. Now you may say, well, this provided text does not contain specific information about Threads Booster. So what you could do, in a way, you could say, okay, you know what? Let me go ahead and add this Threads Booster over here. So let's see if it actually remembers it. So we're gonna add it like this. Now the provided, so it literally started doing that. I hit scrape, right? And what's gonna happen is it's scraping on the background. This is what it's doing. Look what it's saying. It said total time took to scrape this, etc., etc. It ended up scraping, inserted a bunch of chunks into the database, etc. Right? And okay, what can you tell me about Threads Booster? So now it kind of did this on it scraped my Buy Me a Coffee article. Now it tells me Threads Booster is designed to help digital moms enhance their income potentials, bridging the gap between making and not making money. First revenue stream, income opportunities for Threads Booster. Like it was able to copy this thing and understand what's going on. Now what I could do is I could say, how would you like to resell Threads Booster? You could learn more about introducing Threads Booster over here. I could add another one over here like this. And let's see. Again, I'm editing it, add URL. Now I have another URL edit. The cost, there's a small little cost factor. You could change the models to different models, to Gemini, Flash, to Mistral, to DeepSeek, to really just keep those costs low. And now this is the video. This is what I was talking about over here, thread stack. So now I could say, what can you tell me more about thread stack? Can you tell me more about thread stack, threads stack? And let's see. Literally, this is taking all this content, I'm putting that in. Now, all of a sudden, it knows everything. Now I could say, okay, who is Ron Wells? Okay, so who is Ron Wells? Now let's take a look. Does it know who is Ron Wells? Ron Wells is an individual who provides digital products and resources aimed primarily helping moms succeed in digital marketing and side hustling. He's known for his guide called Threads Booster, which is part of a larger digital product bundle named Thread Stack. So now uh, let's go ahead and add HTTPS www.freedomfusionsystem.com, and we're gonna add that as well. And out of a sudden, guess what? I edit my site as well. I could go ahead and choose Mistral model to do this as well, and we'll start scraping it. The costs, you could, like I said, you could regulate that using other models. So it's really low, but trust me, it's well worth it for the amount of headaches that you have to go through in order to figure out any of those things when somebody's asking questions. So how much is thread stack? Threads stack. So how much is thread stack? $14.99. So and it could be bought separately. It's a little which includes thread stories. It's a bit convoluted a little bit. There may be some bugs still, but it's still pretty good. Can you tell me what is the phone number for Freedom Fusion System? Because I just added the Freedom Fusion System page, and look, it found the phone number for Freedom Fusion System, and I go right here to Freedom Fusion System site, right? And if you scroll to the bottom, right, this is the phone number on the bottom. It found that it was able to scrape that. So, and then of course there's all sorts of things over here on the form, intro call, discovery call, and all sorts of other things. So I could ask now more specific questions. What do you know about Freedom Fusion System? What do you know about Freedom Fusion System? And now I'm interfacing directly with this, one of those URLs. So brand recognition, offers automation solutions, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Right now, check this out. I could go ahead and switch to different Mistral, for example, and that's a different model. And I could say, okay, well, you know what? Let me go ahead and get some other data from Buy Me a Coffee page. So check out this. So check digital faceless marketing moms. Check this out. I cracked the code to get leads, and over here I show some article, right? Maybe we could get another one. Let's see the one that has a little bit more context. But how I use AI-driven automations, right? So over here, this shows more about automations and Freedom Fusion Land community. So I constantly have to refer to Freedom Fusion Land community, and I don't want to be constantly reminding people about Freedom Fusion Land community. I just want to be able to say, hey, can you tell me more about what is Freedom Fusion Land community or Freedom Fusion Land? What is Freedom Fusion Path? I constantly have to tell moms that, hey, this is what it is. And instead, I just want to be able to give this entire bot to them so this way they can interface with it. Now I could say, what is Freedom Fusion Land? Freedom Fusion Land. And now let's see. Now all of this is a community where you can resell high-value programs like how to build a feudal kingdom for brand owners referred to as feudal lords. By referring those programs, you can earn commission for each successful referral. This is part of a multi-stream income opportunity designed for digital moms and side hustlers. So, okay, what is Freedom Fusion Path? So I'm asking more some of those scraped articles. So I'm populating them all as part of my knowledge base. the Freedom Fusion path is mentioned in the context of discovering a path to freedom, etc., etc. So we could go ahead and include other Buy Me Coffee page a bit more. So as you can see, I'm going further and further. And over here, I'm saying, how would you like to earn extra income? And this is a poll. I could scrape the poll. I could pretty much scrape any other kind of things. So over here, Freedom Fusion Track. So this is another one of my products called programs called Freedom Fusion Track. This is how to build your own AI automation agency. So what I'll do is I'll scrape that as well. I'll populate that here, boom, and add the URL. Now this is boom, this is there as well. It's populated, it's in there, and now I could ask questions specifically about it's still running on the right top right corner. It's running. You could deploy that. If you hit the deploy, you could make a mobile app out of that. So over here, you could Streamlit Community Cloud. For community, always it's free. You got personal hobbies. You could deploy this, and other people can see that. So learn more. If you hit learn more, it's literally fork and edit public apps. Connect your GitHub account after you create your community cloud. Connect GitHub source control. So this way, this is pretty cool because you could expand that further. Now, over here, we went ahead and we uploaded this introducing Freedom Fusion Track, build your own agency, right? So now I could say, what is Freedom Fusion Track? Fusion Track. So keep in mind, it knows context about your anything that you scrape. And remember, when you have a lot of soaps, last thing you want to do is wonder and ponder why, like what happened with product or program or service that you're offering. And right now, I'm not doing anything fancy, but other than just kind of scraping, and on the back end, you could see that the scraping is happening. It's inserting things, embedding tables, including all of those Buy Me Coffee articles into all of this context. And now I'm saying, okay, tell me more about feudal incubators. So let's see if I mentioned anywhere about feudal incubators, which is custom coaching program for digital faceless marketing moms. And there's different kinds. There's one for digital marketing. There's one for building your own AI automation agency. There's one for building your own content. So based on the provided content, here's information of feudal incubators. Feudal incubators are designed to help side hustlers develop hybrid skills, print money. They're part of Freedom Fusion system and reinforce other Freedom Fusion brand products. Purpose, the main goal of feudal incubators is to help side hustlers discover freedom by learning and applying new skills, ultimately allowing them to build their own AI automation agency. Each feudal incubator produces a lead, professional ultimate hustlers, side hustler, support, etc., etc. So you guys could see the power of this. And this was just few apps, like just very few examples of what is going on. So over here, feudal mission to help side hustlers. So I could go ahead and include that as well. What's the feudal mission? And get this up and running. And keep some in mind, all of this data is stored in a vector-based database. You scrape it, and then you're good to go. You don't really have to worry about any of those fees. Like you don't have to worry about being a process prisoner. Later on, you could expand that further to be very friendly, to recommend all of your products and services where you could say, hey, show me more about Thread Stack Power Bundle. And it can show you each individual product, kind of like in a nice, beautiful embedded form. So your audience can quickly literally get access to those products. So think of it sort of like Beacon, but instead of having your digital products in Beacon, you have your digital products in your RAG, your very own RAG. So this way you could give it to other people to interface with, and they can literally just interface. And later on, I could show you how to include beautiful, like thumbnails that pop up and show you when you ask, tell me more about Threads Samurai and why do I need it? So right now, this is not like a ChatGPT. This is your own RAG, but keep some in mind, ChatGPT, you could also ask questions with ChatGPT, but it will give you information from um, it will give you information that is relevant on threads. So based on the provided context, here's information about thread summary and why you might need it. Thread summary is part of digital product called thread stack created by Ron Wells. It is mentioned one of the components included in thread stack, but the context does not provide specific details about thread summary. Why do we need it? The text does not provide explicit information, right? So we didn't talk much about summary other than just kind of mentioning it. So over here, you could kind of see what is going on. But the idea here, guys, if you were to go to ChatGPT and you could say, tell me more, what do you know about threads summary? Summary. Why do I need it? Why do I need it? Try to find answers on threads.net from Freedom Fusion System and Ron Wells account and show me what you got. So this is using large language model, and guess what? Look what is going on here. With RAG, you have more like higher clarity in terms of what is going on, because it can read into each of those pieces. Like ChatGPT can't actually go ahead and get into your buy me coffee articles, for example. When you say, hey, show me a buy me coffee article, it's not going to be able to get it for you. But check this out. Look how powerful this thing is with like threads. Look, here is provide strategy to master. Like, look how incredible this is. Now, keep something in mind. The more you upload, the more threads you create, the higher the chances that you are going to be able to make more sales, because it's going to be more optimized. Your threads, people are going to be able to find you. So if you don't create threads, uh, then it's going to be harder for people to find you. You could connect. In fact, what you see me do, you see me do this with Reddit. You see me do this with YouTube. You see me do this with Threads. You see me do this across multiple platforms. And what you see me do is like every time I do something, I show it to you, I go live, and you see an example of, let's say, a file splitter. So file splitter, I showed you guys like recently. I just created a GitHub account and literally showed you, if you go to GitHub, this little cat, uh, what you could see is a bunch of repositories, bunch of projects. I created this file splitter. This is to split big files because sometimes they can't fit into ChatGPT context. So you want to quickly split them and paste them in. This one, viral video clipper, what it does, I don't know if you've seen, I have this little screen that keeps running on this, like you see this dark screen, right? What's happening is I created an automation that waits for a big file to drop into Google Drive. So a Google Drive over here. So what this thing does, literally, it's absolutely crazy, guys. It creates viral clips from your like workshop, from your Zoom workshop. So let's say you imagine you created a big workshop, and what happens next? This video gets automatically uploaded into a folder um, over here. So I have this folder, test folder one, and I have test folder. So in test folder, a big video recording gets dropped anytime I do workshop, Zoom workshop. And what's going to happen next? It gets split automatically using PowerShell library, and this is called viral video clipper. You could install that on your computer, and what this will do, it will split the file into multiple smaller files, and then you could use that to upload that on um, across multiple socials, which is absolutely insane because anytime you do a workshop, it automatically detects what is going on with, like, what are the viral movements. And so this way you don't have to do this yourself, and you could easily communicate with your Telegram bot that goes to that responds to you in voice and says, hey, you just created a workshop, would you like to include anything extra to emphasize on? And then you could include that, and it will go back into the loop, and it will update all of your YouTube videos, description, titles, etc., etc., including thumbnails and everything else for that matter, in combination with your actual Zoom workshop. From the standpoint of anything that you created on that workshop. If you wanted to learn more about it, just go to my. Of course, you could read those this presentation, and whenever you get a chance for how to maximize efficiency. But the best way for you to get access to all this, if you go to my bio.link and see the Threads Samurai, so you could kind of click on Thread Samurai for what I just described over here in terms of workflow to help you better understand how this whole thing happens. There's avatar creation, there's video editing workflow, there's a VA task assignment. And so this way you could assign all of those tasks directly to your virtual assistants. So the workshop video automation workflow is over here. So when you create a workshop, a bunch of things happen. This is a sequence diagram of what happens. So this way, the idea is whenever you create a workshop, you don't have to think twice about it. It just shows up across all of your socials. It just automatically breaks itself into small viral clips and gets updated across multiple socials. And not only that, what I did is I created, and of course, you guys could join the Feudal Kingdom Academy if you wanted to take this to the next level. But the idea here is uh, I, if you wanted to learn more about Feudal Kingdom Academy, you scroll further down, you see all of those different things. I'll show you how to create those beautiful presentations as well. It's fairly easy to do using Gamma tool. And you could see more examples of those workshops of what the Threads Booster is, what Threads Bot is, what kind of workflows can you get, and how will it help you? Uh, Especially guys, if you are doing this in a way where you are building some sort of a coaching program, if you're building like a community or a coaching program where you're charging people money and you're doing workshops, this is perfect because you could connect this system. And I literally show you guys over here how to do this. And you guys could also join those workshops once I do them on quite regularly. You just click join threads workshop and you hit reserve spot. You put your name in here and then you jump into the workshop that I host quite regularly. And by doing that, you could ask questions, etc. Here's another chatbot that is different from my RAG system. This is from actual Go High Level. So, which is different than from what you see over here. So this is the RAG thing that you're building, that you're creating a second brain. This one is adjusted in a separate place because it's more customer driven versus a RAG. My personal RAG is specifically, it could also be for the customers, but different kind of customers. So in my case, I have Freedom Fusion automations, Freedom Fusion system, and of course, you guys already know what Freedom Fusion system is. I showed it in previous workshops, but it has mobile. It has like a book appointment system, AI, email nurturing campaigns, chatbots, AI voice bots, all that other stuff that are fast AI voice bots. You could have everything in one spot. You don't really need to kind of worry about building so many different websites. You just have every single thing in one site, and you could save money on a stand store. On Beacon, you could have multiple automations, and you could see other examples of Freedom Fusion system from my previous workshops that I have done. But for Threads bots, if you wanted to actually have your interface with leads and have the leads being scraped automatically using this other solution that I built that is kind of like Manus, uh, then this is definitely what you want to take a look at the Threads bots to see if you're interested in having this implemented as well. And also, what I wanted to do is I wanted to show you, if I go to Gmail, I wanted to show you the couple of bots that I use. So here's a other bot called Proxy. And what it does for me, it automatically goes out and constantly tells people, hey, um, I did a workshop. Hey, I did a workshop. Like it just advertises to people that I have workshops. So this way I don't have to constantly keep going back and telling people, oh, I have a workshop, guys, join. Oh, I have a workshop, join. No, this thing does it automatically. So over here, look what it did. Uh, this work. So go here and response with comment inviting to workshops for bougie moms. over 40 to thread summaries or threads bots. Use this reference. Use this reference. So what I did is I told it, I gave it context about thread samurai, and I say, be sure to include one of the links anytime you run this automation in the thread. Explain to moms that those workshops for threads bots, threads samurai are offered in Feudal Kingdom Academy, and invite them and constantly invite, and it will just go ahead and will just does it. So what did it do? Look what it did. It said, I'll compose invitation, review the reference sites, I'll visit the reference site to gather information, I'll read the full page to gather more details about the workshops for digital moms and ensure accurate message. I'll review and consolidate insights from both pages and draft a unique invitation message. I'll draft a unique invitation message for bougie moms over 40, inviting them to workshops. Now, I could go ahead and um, automate that task further to advertise it on threads. For now, it kind of just created a draft. But over here, you could see people kind of can click on this and could be very and it could be very good. And now I could just go ahead and for now I'm just going to manually do this. I'm going to go to threads and literally just include that over here. But there's an easier way you could configure this to go ahead and log in into your threads and literally just post on its own. So you could do this like this and like this, right? So it constructed an invitation for me. I could have posted it any other way, but um, this is how you do it. Boom, like this, right? So it just did it. If you wanted to tell it to go to Threads account, what you could do, you could say, okay, now take this. So because look what it did. I said, go here, go here and respond with the invitation, right? The workshop for bougie moms. So where did it go? It went here, right? It went to this URL, right? And basically this is what it used as context. So go here and respond with comments on inviting. And it said, I'll visit the first site for reference to gather information about the workshops offered for threads bots. I'll read the full page to gather more details about the workshops. Now I could say, you know what? I could literally just say it, the same exact thing. Go here and can you go to this link, and respond with comment. So I could say, go to this link. For example, go to this link and respond with comment with the inviting workshops to workshop based on whatever, right? So go to this link on Threads platform, and respond with comment to this on this thread with the inviting moms to workshop. And this is somewhat similar to what I built using open source browser use tool, but this is very different. This is not like an automation workflow where you manually like schedule things and it does things. This is actually precise instructions based on your information. Now, over here, so explain to moms that those workshops are offered on Feudal Kingdom Academy. Be sure to don't respond in duplicate meta. And then, of course, what I could do is I could go here and literally show this information over here. I could grab that link and include it right here. So okay, so be sure you don't respond in duplicate meta. Always come up with a new way to respond, but refer to previous threads on threads.net account for more info if you're not sure about how to construct a message. This is the link for the workshop. So, and yeah, so use this for reference. Actually, this is a link for workshop. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and hit send, right? And what it's gonna do is it's just gonna open up this proxy and it's gonna start thinking and it's gonna do this stuff on the back end. And keep some in mind, guys, I already showed in a YouTube channel for how to replicate this. But look what it's doing now. It's trying to do this. It's trying to log in. Please log into Threads by providing your credentials. So, okay. So continue with Instagram. Save login credentials. So if you wanted to save login, you gotta use Pro, but it's definitely worth it, guys. 20 bucks. If you want me to recreate this for yourself, so this way you could save without doing this on a Pro, then definitely let me know. But for now, I'm just gonna log in. So as you can see, guys, because I have what's called LastPass, I have already all those credentials baked in. So I'm just gonna hit save. So I submitted the credentials. Please continue. So right now it's just continuing, guys. I have to see if it's my latest password in the LastPass because I was kind of playing around. I'm hoping that this is the case. No, sorry, your password was incorrect. So I need to actually see what the password is. Okay, so I'm still trying to log in, guys. It's funny. Yeah. So it's funny because um, it didn't take it the first time. So I'm gonna go ahead and try it again. Okay, so Okay, guys, so I managed to log in. Now I'm just gonna close the browser. You could help it logging in, and in browser use um, I'll show you how to do that as well, but this is where you enter, like you could override this behavior. You could jump into browser and kind of give it a push. So right now it's just it's already logged in. Good. So please proceed. I already logged in. So if you guys want to skip that, I show you how to do this in my workshops, how to skip the login and how to have open source version of this convergence AI, where it will go ahead and look for things and it will click on things and it will learn things to do it the most optimal way and then effectively come back. So now I'll come on an invite to mom workshop in the comment selection section. So I'm gonna thank you everyone who wished me a hungry 30 feels amazing. I'm so grateful another year. I'll now type a comment to invite workshops in a comment. First of all, it's wrong. I'm gonna hit pause. This is the wrong um, wrong thread. Be sure you are inside of threads.net, not Instagram. So you want to make sure that you kind of give it a, so it needs to open up threads. So you would need to kind of guide it a bit to make sure that it knows exactly how to do this initially. And right now, okay, so now I'll navigate to threads.net using the correct URL to access the post. So now access the post, right? And guess what? Now it's opening comment section. So it's saying continue with Instagram. So now let's see, bypassing overlay, continue to threads. So now it's gonna continue to threads. I'm not clicking on any of this, guys. It's just happening automatically. And let's see if it's gonna click on Bit Fusion system to log into threads. Okay, so this is where it got the login prompt for threads. So now please provide the threads credentials to continue with the login. So requesting threads.net login. So this is what it's doing over here. I'm gonna hit submit to see if it will, take this further. I submitted the credentials. Please continue. So proxy is acting. So it's good to have them pre-saved, but also I noticed that um, it's a bit clunky when it comes to unless you really like log in yourself. So sometimes those systems don't let you in unless you actually override it. Um, and that's of course a problem. And that's the problem it's running into with convergence, but you could solve that problem by paying 20 bucks. 20 bucks and it will be worth it for you guys. So this way you don't have to spend all of those activities. Please double check and re-enter your Instagram account. So I'm just gonna um, quickly go here. Like I'm gonna pause, then I'll open this thing up and I'll log in to it. So there we go. Continue to threads. Sorry, this page is unavailable. We'll go back and log in. Okay. So we are here. Continue with Instagram. We're gonna re-log in again. So it's a bit buggy, but finally we're here and now it's gonna continue going through. Once this thing is set up, you don't really have to do this, like if you use the saved credentials. But right now, I'm just gonna close that out. Continue, and I'm just gonna say continue. This is how you literally just train it to kind of do things. I showed in my uh, YouTube for how to actually do this in a way where it just scrolls things, it looks at things, um, etc. So using browser use library. Right now, this is called convergence. You could get a couple of automations free of charge and have those automations up and running. If anything, like if you like what the convergence does, convergence can um, right now convergence can go ahead and do the heavy lifting, figure out what is going on, what is the most trending, create a personalized based uh, email notification or like a personalized thread and come back to you, say, hey, uh, by the way, I came back to you with a personalized thread. Would you like me to go ahead and post that thread on threads for your workshop? And you could feed that uh, into your agent. And I'll show you guys how to combine, how to do this agents. Notice right now it's constructing a thread, right? So see run wells in real time, etc., 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 etc. Helps moms sell their bear toys. Attention moms over 40 join an exclusive workshop at Feudal Kingdom Academy. So it's kind of it's trying to post. I will now post a comment inviting moms to the workshops. That's basically what it's trying to do. Uh, and but the idea is, guys, if you wanted to, so it says then comment inviting moms to workshop has been successfully posted on specified threads on threads.net. Moms over 40 are invited to join exclusive workshop at Feudal Kingdom Academy to discover wonders of threads bots and threads summarized. The link to learn more and sign up has been included as well. So if we go back to this thing over here, right? So where was that other workshop? What was the link? So we're gonna click. We're gonna click here, and we're gonna. So as you can see, there's invitation to workshop that was 15 minutes ago. So that wasn't the thread, but there was another thread that we provided, we specified and gave them context, right? We said, hey, go to this other thread. So this was it. Was that where they posted it? So check this out. Threads bots as a bonus. Why pick? Fire hit like. I don't see it being posted, even though it told me it did. But it looks like, I mean, it looks like it did it. Maybe it did it over here, but it does make sense because 15 minutes ago, that's when it did it. So, I mean, uh, no, this was just me posting it. That's not, I don't really see where it did it. You could ask where on which thread, you could ask a post follow-up question. On which thread did you post it on? What was the URL? What was the URL where you posted the thread on inviting the workshop? So what was the URL? What was the URL you posted the threads inviting to workshop? So let's see, verifying comments posting. I will scroll through the page to check if the comments inviting to moms to the workshop was posted. So you could add extra verification step to make sure that it doesn't just end up like not doing the work and telling you that it did do the work. So this is very interesting because um, so I will scroll through the page to check if the comments inviting moms to the workshop was posted. So I could have said go back to the original link that you where you thought you were posted it, where you thought you posted it, and um, so let's do this. We're gonna open this up and we're gonna say go back. So we're gonna pause and we're gonna say go back to this link and verify if you actually posted invitation to workshop. And of course, right now what you're seeing is fully blown product convergence that you're just using. You don't really necessarily understand what's behind the scenes. But I do on YouTube, I show you what's behind the scenes in that browser use example. And you could watch it quickly and hit the ground running and use it. I should also show you like a bunch of scripts as well using Zapier for how to kind of include text inside of the form quickly, how to use how to tell it specifically where to click a lot faster versus just using browser use library. This is going to be very helpful in cases where you actually do know where to click on. And I'll show you guys how to do this as well with Tango. I haven't had a chance to fully do this with Tango, but Tango, and over here I'm showing you a Threads bot where you could interface with it, talk to it, etc., etc. And we're gonna build this for you as well, guys. So this way you have your own Threads bot that you could interface and have that human in the loop feedback. So that's the idea. Now, the question is, what can we do next? Or where are we now, right? So over here it says, I will scroll to the page to check if comment inviting moms to the workshop was posted. So over here, it kind of it looked, it start doing this, it start searching, right? I will click reply to try posting comment inviting moms to the workshop once ago. So it will try to hit the reply, guys. Look, finally it's hitting the reply and it's going ahead and it's just gonna invite people to the workshop. Now, you could use ChatGPT to pick very spicy threads and uh, tell it to navigate to those threads and update those threads with this workshop and include a topic as well to make it a bit more spicier for what you're doing. Over here, notice saying, attention moms, join exclusive workshop at Feudal Kingdom Academy, tailored for you, discover the wonders of Threads Boss and Threads Samurai, right? And then the comment inviting has been successfully posted and visible. So are you sure? You could say, first of all, the post button, it said that it's visible. Uh, the comment inviting moms has been successfully posted and visible. I still see that they haven't hit the post button yet. There's a post button on the bottom right corner. Be sure you hit that. Be sure you hit that button. Hit that button after pasting workshop content. Now, what happens if it doesn't recognize this because it's dynamic nature of threads? How do you do this? That's exactly what I show you guys in the other in those workshops, specifically for how to do this. Like how to actually, this is what I was talking about earlier, where I was showing you how to click on certain elements and showing you how to do this. And you can expand that to any kind of a use case. Over here, this is where I show you how to figure this out, where to click, how to record where you click and tell it where to click on threads, and how to do this in a way where you build new kind of recognition elements. So this way it recognizes what is what, even on threads. So right here, and guess what? It already went ahead. It looks like posting comment. I will check the post to submit the comment inviting moms to workshops. I will click the post to submit. Notice how now this is more automated, right? So out of a sudden, I could say, so what is going on? There's so many different things going on inside of here, right? There's a prompt that it's a long prompt. If you just say, hey, go post things, it's not going to figure it out. You got to give it a very good prompt for how to do this, right? And now you could take that long process and include that as part of your um, single prompt and single task, and then essentially automate it. But this is how you want to do it. You want to go here. You want to go to ChatGPT. So this is how you want to use ChatGPT. You say, find me, and you could use like search the web, find me everything about Feudal Kingdom Academy, Academy on threads.net, threads.net at Video Fusion system. So what you're doing, you are looking at threads, right? And you're looking at all of those different threads, and you could say, pick a couple of them, right? So you could click on this one, for example, see it only has 2 views, right? So Bougie Moms, if you have an experience, etc., 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 right? And you could go ahead and invite people to workshops on this thread. On this thread, it only got 2 views. So UTM source, you could kind of include that this way. So this way you have no ChatGPT source, you just literally forward it to here. Now, so you probably noticed that ChatGPT kind of did similar type of scraping, but I didn't really know the full context. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna tell it to, can you do the same? Can you do the same URL for this URL over here? And keep in mind, if we take this and put that into RAG, if we put that on a RAG over here, add URL, and then we scrape it, now it's running. Do you guys think it's gonna get that information with this RAG? Well, this is not like this RAG uses what's so-called crawl for library, and it's good for all those other platforms out there. Many of those websites, like Buy Me Coffee, etc., they have a little robot file.txt that tells it not to crawl, that allows search engines not to crawl. And what you're doing, you are saying, you know what, screw that, I'm still gonna crawl through you, and I'm gonna figure out what is in there. And like, okay, well, that's good because now you have that context. Do you guys know how quickly you could code things if you have context? How quickly you could create apps? Exponentially faster versus if you didn't have any context. So right now, what we're gonna do, so right now I just kind of created that RAG thing. Is it there? What exactly did we add? Once you, wow. So what will happen once you join Feudal Kingdom Academy, right? So I could see, did it scrape anything? So I could go back and say, what what will I get? What will happen once you join Feudal Kingdom Academy? Let's see if it picked up that thread. It's probably didn't do it because it's dynamic based content. And but the good part about it, we could see what's going on the back end to see like, okay, did it do it or not? Okay, based on the provided text, here's what happens once you join Feudal Kingdom Academy. Learn hybrid skills. You will learn develop hybrid skills, where the essential for side hustlers towards fly towards freedom, guidance from feudal hustlers, access to workshops, follow the feudal system framework, support from the community, opportunity to become a feudal lord. Information specific to the Feudal Kingdom Academy is missing, as the text primarily discusses the feudal incubator. So indeed, what it did, this is everything feudal incubator. So it didn't seem to actually copy this thing. What do you know? Like thing. So it doesn't imagine gaining more help from hybrid skilled side hustlers, right? So what you could do here, guys, you could take this couple of those URLs, right? The one that you got from ChatGPT. Let's say you got like 5 of them, 5 or 6, and you say, can you do the same for this URL? Invite and invite. Can you do the same for this URL? Invite to Feudal Kingdom Academy by posting a comment. Same way how you did this earlier, an earlier task based on the same context. but inside of this threads that this URL thread. Boom. So what I did is I told it, can you do the same for the URL invite to Feudal Kingdom Academy by posting a comment the same way how you did this earlier task? Please click reply to add comment inviting moms to the work. So it's literally going ahead and it's saying I will click reply. So it took the wrong thread. This is the wrong thread where you are replying. So the thing is you may need to do this from the to include the entire prompt. So meaning you need to copy this entire prompt. So over here, so the best way to do it is to literally just kind of go in, type that in, take that prompt, then go here, copy this. So, and then go to this URL. And of course, I'll show you guys how to do this in a way that is easier automatically. So yeah, I just want to, so this is what we're going to do. Okay, go to this URL on Threads platform and respond with comments on this thread by hitting, be sure on Threads and respond with comment on this thread, inviting moms to workshops for bougie moms over 40 to Thread Samurai. Use this to reference, be sure to include one of the links, explain to moms that this workshop, etc., etc. Be sure you don't respond to duplicate meta. So also verify, be sure you respond with accuracy and verify and come back and verify if the thread was indeed posted or not posted. So you use this prompt as a template, and of course I'll show you guys for how to do this with, like, you could do it with the Google Sheet where you make it public and tell it to log into that Google Sheet. We could try to see that this way we could do it in a variable ways. So this way you could have multiple URLs. But for now, this is what it is. I click on this prompt and now it's going to go ahead and it's going to turn on. So I will type comment to invite moms and workshops. So typing comment and go on tasks. So this is, let's see, where is it going? Is it loading? Is it not? And as you can see, it reached the limit of working threads, right? So with convergence, you're going to hit that limit fast, but I navigated to the specified post on threads by Fit Infusion to invite moms. The next step would be to invite, etc. I ran out of steps and you need to pay license for that, etc. So if you guys wanted to learn how to do this without a license and just have those bots do that on your computer and do it as many steps as possible, without you kind of worrying about any of this, then definitely take a look at my workshops on YouTube. And I'm going to upload this Threads bots onto my GitHub library as well. But if you wanted to have this implemented for your business, definitely let me know. You could book a call with me on fitinfusionsystem.com. And learn more about it for how to do this. But let's say we wanted to schedule this task. So let's say completed tasks. We want it to be in more dynamic. So the idea is we could say instead of scheduling it, we could say do automate this. Let's see, we have scheduled to run on March 23rd to hit like that's what it's scheduled to do. And it looks like it completed on March. And we could see open session in a new tab and see did it complete it. So no, it got stuck because it couldn't hit like because it didn't get the credentials. So I'll show you guys how to break through those credentials and overcome that problem. How to store those credentials, and so this way you don't have to have this problem. I'm gonna show you how to do this in browser use. So continue following me to see when I release it, more detailed version of this browser use library. But for now, join my Feudal Kingdom Academy. So this way you could gain access to hybrid skilled side hustlers and who can help you build your brand faster. And this way you could actually learn exponentially faster and of course get access to Freedom Fusion system and so much more. This thing we could expand further, but the threads itself, thread scraping itself, it's not supported this way. But there is a way where you could still kind of copy the entire thread. So let's say you did this. I'll show you, for example. So let's say you really was interested in this. You could go ahead and copy this like this, Control C, and upload that into Notion and have it over your Google Drive and then scrape it this way. This way is going to be kind of a lot easier. There's ways where you could other Chrome extensions that we could look around to see how to quickly copy a particular thread. So this way you could have it available as part of your RAG. But for now, this is what it is. But let's say if you did this and added it to, let's say, Google Drive. So if we go to Google Drive and posted this directly into here, we open it up, we click blank document and we pasted that thread. Open your document with tabs. Okay, cool. And boom. So let's say we pasted this whole thread over here, this thread, and we technically we kind of scraped it, whether you're a small business, whatever, right? So this is a very good representation of thread, right? Of everything that is on there. So thread content, right? So what we're gonna do, we're gonna publish this, we're gonna copy this, share, and I'll show you how to automate this thing, how to make it available as well, anyone with a link. So we're gonna copy this, done, and we're gonna see if we could do this RAG workaround, if we could add this thing here this way, like this, and then add URL. So edit URL, Google Doc, we're gonna scrape it and see if it's gonna do this. So this is kind of a quick way for you to bring threads into your RAG. And of course, I'll show you how to automate that, how to grab the list of all the threads and automate them into pretty much just be able to do this kind of thing. To do that, we'll probably still need to do something like browser use and cache and do the cached credentials. Right now it's running, it's working extra hard. Let's see what it's doing on the background. It's trying to embed the Google Doc, and it looks like it inserted it into a table, which is pretty cool. So, what can you tell me? Can you tell me about, and let's see, what was it? Once you join Feudal Kingdom, you will gain access to Pills of Freedom. once I join Feudal Kingdom, what will happen? I could say this question, right? So once I join Feudal Kingdom, what will happen? And then let's see. Let's see what will happen. Let's see if it's gonna know what's inside of that Google Doc. And if this is the workaround, then it's just a matter of extracting those URLs and then including them in your RAG base, and that's it. And then you have your second brain. It's a little slower response time. So, but uh, what happens when you join Feudal Kingdom Academy? You become a hybrid skilled side hustler. So, and then how Ron Wells uses AI automations after completing the guides. Moms want to gain more knowledge, how feudal system framework works. So I'm not too sure if it copied that yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick something else. So also read this thread to better understand what kind of help moms get, right? So maybe I could do this. So the Feudal Kingdom is a coaching program where you can get on a call. So maybe I could do this, right? So I'm gonna go in here. Is Feudal Kingdom Academy a coaching program where you can get, I'm just gonna leave it open-ended to see if it actually recognizes this. The text does not explicitly mention, but discusses Feudal Incubator. Where can you get it from? By participating in Feudal Incubator, individuals can learn hybrid skills. If Feudal Kingdom Academy refers to Feudal Incubator mentioned in the text, then it's coaching programs where you can learn various skills. Still not clear, so I'm just gonna pick FKA specialize in luxury brand owners. If you have a coaching program or a business, and so I could maybe mention something about luxury brand owners. What do you know about luxury brand owners? Does it cover luxury brand owners? So I'm just gonna make a very specific word based on provided there is no information about luxury brand owners. So it doesn't really, I don't think it did the Google Doc really well. It didn't really scrape that. Oh, hold on. Maybe let's see. Share, copy, public, anyone public on a web. So I'm gonna go ahead again, copy this and include this in this system. Okay. Twice. I'm gonna go ahead and scrape that again. Okay. So what is there a luxury brand in this text? Based on the provided, there is no mention. So no, it didn't really do a good job um with the YouTube. So we may need to look for another workaround to copy that thread to something else other than Google Doc. So I'll have to see what that is. Let me see. Anonymous blobfish, anonymous comment. So what is that? That's already bots coming in. As soon as I posted something, there's already something, somebody looking at things, right? So I'm gonna quickly, anyone who has a link can access it and try Gemini, unlock AI for everything you do in Google Workspace, gain AI research assistant, unlock your AI research assistant to write, analyze, design Gmails, try at no cost. Okay. Um, okay, so what does it do? Gemini assistant does all this, AI research, um, free for 14 days, canceled anytime, and then afterwards 16 whatever. For now, I'll just skip on that, guys. But I think we got relatively close to what we wanted to accomplish. There is a couple of gotchas with this RAG thing that we need to kind of figure it out later. But for now, I just clicked tell me more about feudal incubators. I cleared it, but I think it's still in memory. So, which is good because you don't really want to be constantly scraping huge number of links. You just want to include one of them, include another one, and it should retain the actual memory itself. Okay, cool. And yeah, so I think this is good, guys. It's a good start. We could probably wrap it up, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.